Football's ultimate defender, making Messi run scared. Episode 116. Sacrifice the small nest. This ball must go in. A real man never looks back at the goal. The group stage is over. The top 16 are announced. The Tsarist kingdom is cold and cold. The defending champion is eliminated unexpectedly. The bullfighting kingdom is eliminated. The Blue Eagle kingdom is eliminated in a thrilling way, ranking second in the group. The internal strife of the bellies breaks out again. Various reports are disturbing. The most important thing is that this World Cup is full of upsets. Originally, many strong teams did not qualify for this World Cup. The uncrowned King Tulip. 4-star Italy. South American powerhouse Colombia. None of them made it to the final round, and lost the opportunity to participate in the World Cup. This World Cup has been completed, but it is not so star-studded. As a result, there are frequent upsets. The defending champion, like the bullfighting kingdom, died in the group stage. Especially the defending champion Tank Kingdom. The group stage was terrible. Reversed by the Koreans. In the end, they were eliminated by Mexico and sent back home. It can be said that in the last game, the game against Mexico, the Tank country sent many people to the rooftop. The top 16 teams are all out. Frutia will play against the Wagwa team in the top 16. But the old coach Santos is very unhappy. Because they appeared in the lower half. The most important thing is to look at the current division situation. After all the group matches are over, they can determine who the division opponent may be. After playing against the soft persimmon of Zyawozi, they will directly face the winner of the match between Mexico and Samba. Is there any need to think about this? We must play against the Samba team. That's the 5-star Samba team. Although the current Samba team is not as strong as it was many years ago, and it is not the era of the Super Galactico with Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Kaká, and Carlos. But the current Samba team is not weak at all. The 5-star Samba team is not a boast. Ranked second in the world. The team includes Neymar, Jesus, Fernandinho, Firmino, and other world-class players. It seems that the star quality is not enough. But the real hard power is definitely the best in the world. Damn Zyawozi. Santos cursed fiercely in the tactical office of the hotel. They were all blinded by Zyawozi, the soft persimmon. Let them meet the Samba team. As for saying that he wanted to pinch the soft persimmon, so he chose Zyawozi? Is it the fault of the famous coach Santos? It's all Zyawozi's fault. Who made you a soft persimmon that can be manipulated at will? If you guys weren't so rubbish, would I have let my guard down and not been tempted? It's all Zyawozi's fault. The more I think about it, the more I hate him. Old coach Santos wrote out the starting lineup one by one. All the main players. It must be all the main players. The old coach is very angry now. He wants to use Zyawozi as a sacrifice to vent his anger against Samba. One national team hotel. In the tactical meeting room. One national team head coach Akira Nishino is holding a tactical meeting. He is also the head coach who temporarily replaced the former head coach. He was temporarily appointed as a landlubber at the World Cup. He is also a relatively capable coach in WA. He once led the team to win the Asian Champions League. He is considered a rare champion coach. He is also a technical type, a pass control tactical system, and a loyal supporter. Now Zyawozi's players are increasingly studying abroad. And many of them have established a firm foothold in the 5 major leagues. They have become the main players. They have performed very well in the Bundesliga, La Liga, and Serie A. The talent pool of players is getting stronger and stronger. The overall roster also looks more and more gorgeous. At least compared with other Asian teams, it is definitely quite gorgeous. Therefore, the expectations of the fans of Zyawozi are getting higher and higher. Especially this World Cup. The fans' expectations are very strong, and they hope that the team can achieve better results. Nishino Akira also thinks so. Especially after meeting Fruit Teeth, Nishino Akira feels that the quarterfinals are not unimaginable. That's right. Fruit Teeth does have many superstars. There are top players such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Chen Mo, B-Seat, and B-Fee. But Nishino Akira watched the previous game videos of Fruit Teeth. Especially the full videos of the 3 group matches, he found that Fruit Teeth's tactical system is very chaotic. Santos is not a famous coach. It's just a random kick. The most important backcourt players of Fruit Teeth are mostly engineer players. The footwork is rough. It's completely the type that the technical players of their one national team naturally restrain. The bullfighting team was eliminated? Passing and controlling is outdated? Nishino Akira doesn't think so. He thinks that Hierro is a waste, and the bullfighting team players are too old, and there are fewer technical players. Even if the WA team plays the bullfighting team, he thinks they can win. Anyway, I don't know where the confidence comes from. Nishino Akira thinks this is a good opportunity to prove himself, and it is also a critical moment for him to take over the passing and controlling banner. Prove his coaching ability, maybe he can even coach in the top 5 European leagues. That's right. He took the initiative to take over the WA team, with the purpose of using the WA team as a stepping stone. Step on the WA team to coach in Europe. After all, he feels that he has no rivals in Asia. 2018. July 3. Rostov Stadium. The match between Frutia and WA team in the round of 16 was ushered in. Old coach Santos still looked calm and came to the pre-match press conference. There was no unpleasantness this time. Nishino Akira arrived early. When he came in, he stood up to greet him. He showed absolute respect for the old coach. It's my honor to play against you. Akira Nishino bowed slightly to Santos, and the two shook hands. The old coach Santos nodded with satisfaction. There was a lot of smiles on his face. This kid is pretty good. He knows how to respect world-famous coaches, which makes me feel embarrassed. Why don't you be gentler later? After all, the old coach is old, and he likes to hear good words. After hearing good words, he began to be a little soft-hearted. Reporters began to ask questions. A reporter took the initiative to ask Akira Nishino, "Excuse me, Coach Akira Nishino, the Chinese team has once again entered the knockout stage and the top 16. Do you have more prospects for this World Cup?" Several consecutive pre-match press conferences. Everyone has already figured out the character of the old coach Santos. This old man has a bad temper. If he hears something bad, he will be unhappy, and if he is unhappy, he will easily make some big news. So asking Akira Nishino is not about his view of this game. Instead, they asked them about their outlook on the World Cup. We are already in the top 16. If you are looking forward to it, doesn't that mean you don't take Fruit Teeth seriously? Do you think you can beat Fruit Teeth? It's a small problem. The pit is very big. Other reporters secretly gave these reporters a thumbs up. For this World Cup, our national team does have great prospects. Many players in the team play in the 5 major leagues and perform very well. Our strength is also constantly improving. The overall strength is constantly getting stronger, so we are not afraid of any opponent. I also have the confidence to lead the team to break our national team's World Cup history and break through the top 16 to enter the top 8. Nishino Akira talked freely. Finally, he talked a lot about passing and controlling. But he ignored the increasingly ugly face of Chuanto. Bah. The old man wanted to be gentle with you. You really don't deserve it. Still passing and controlling the ball? The ancestors of passing and controlling the ball were sent home by me, and you, a little apprentice, also want to prove the horror of passing and controlling the ball on Fruit Teeth? What a crazy idea. Mr. Santos, what do you think of this game? The reporter had already noticed the old coach's expression. If it weren't for Nishino Akira talking endlessly and saying a lot of meaningless words, and not being too rude to interrupt, they would have been eager to ask. This game? Santos asked a rhetorical question first. Everyone's attention fell on him. Including the head coach of the national team, Nishino Akira, he was also curious about what Santos thought of this game. There was even some expectation in his heart. Santos could flatter them a few words. But the old coach's words made him blush. I'm studying the match against Samba. 5-star Samba is very strong, and the overall lineup is very complete. They will be the biggest obstacle for us to enter the semifinals. So we must prepare in advance. Old coach Santos was serious. He didn't say anything about his opinion on this match. But he also expressed his opinion. Opinion is no opinion. It's not worth having an opinion. Anyway, we will definitely enter the quarterfinals to play Samba. Then what do you think of Coach Nishino Akira's proposed Wagwa passing and control system, which is very powerful and can form a targeted restraint on Fruit Teeth? The reporter continued to ask. I may be too lazy to watch it. I hope we can play something. It's better not to let us win too easily, otherwise I can't fall asleep on the bench. Santos shrugged. What do you think of playing against the national team? I, an old man, took a nap and won the game. I'm so strong. I'm so awesome. After the press conference, Nishino Akira left angrily. Walking into the locker room, the old coach Santos knocked on the table and said to everyone in the team, there are only 2 points to pay attention to. First, don't get hurt. Second, end the battle in the first half and save your energy. Win this victory easily. It's a tough battle against the 5-star Samba, so everyone must save their energy. Finally, take the WA national team as a sacrifice. Let's start our conquest of the World Cup. In the WA national team locker room, Nishino Akira said a lot of things. He said that he was very excited, but the players didn't get too excited. There is no way. The players are all playing in Europa League. They know too well how terrible Ronaldo and Chen Mo are. They can't get excited even if they are given a shot. Don't you want to beat Ronaldo and Chen Mo and win this game? Use a victory to show the top clubs in the 5 major leagues. Try to perform better, and then go a step further, so that you will be favored by the top clubs and join them to play? Nishino Akira asked 3 questions in a row. The players looked at him one after another. There was finally more passion in his eyes. Who doesn't want to join a big club? I want all of you to do your best. Win this game and get your ticket to a big club. Must win. What country? Sports TV station. They are also very concerned about this game. Specially broadcast live. The host is a cute girl named Nagase Na. Joining the commentary of this game with him are guests specially invited by the TV station. Hideyoshi Nakata. Masashi Nakayama. These 2 people are more representative figures of WA country football. Hideyoshi Nakata once played in Serie A and won the Serie A championship with Roma. Won the Asian Footballer of the Year twice. Although Masashi Nakayama has never played in the Italian league, he set a Guinness World Record of hat tricks in 4 consecutive games. He also won the Asian Footballer of the Year. Most of our national team's lineup is composed of the main players of the 5 major league clubs. Comparatively speaking, some of the Fruit Teeth team do not play in the 5 major leagues, and some are substitutes in the 5 major leagues. In a true relative comparison, we have more advantages in the lineup. At the beginning, we analyzed the lineups of both sides. I think that the players who play in the 5 major leagues are definitely better than the Portuguese Super League players. Fruit Teeth's offense is too single. Only Ronaldo is a pure striker. We only need to limit Ronaldo, do a good job of arc defense, and don't give the opponent a chance to shoot from a distance. Fruit Teeth's offensive threat will be greatly reduced, and we will have a chance to score and win this game. After listening to the analysis of the 2 seniors, I am more confident about this game. Hi. We have the ability to enter the quarterfinals and achieve better results. TV1. TV1. This is TV1 Sports Channel. The upcoming match is the World Cup round of 16, Fruity Teeth versus Wagwa team. I'm He Wei. I'm Huang Jianxiang. We are bringing you a live commentary of this match at the Rostov Arena. Both teams enter. First, let me introduce the starting lineups of both teams. Fruity Teeth still uses the previous 4231 formation. Goalkeeper, Patricio. Defenders, Cedric, Pepe, Jose Font, Guerrero. Defensive midfielder, Moutinho, William Carvalho. Attacking midfielder, B. Silva, Chen Mo, B. Fee. Center forward, C. Ronaldo. The WA national team also set up a 4231 formation. Goalkeeper, Kawashima Eiji. Defenders, Nagatomo Yuto, Shoko Gen, Yoshida Maya, Sakai Hiroki. Defensive midfielder, Shibasaki Gaku, Hasebi Makoto. Attack midfielder, Inui Takashi, Kagawa Shinji, Horiguchi Genki. Mama Zhao, center forward, Osako Yuya. The referee looked at the watch. The referee blew the whistle to start the game. The round of 16 officially started. The WA national team has the ball first. At first, the WA national team did not take the initiative to attack. After the return pass, they began to pass each other in the midfield, and at the same time, the formation slowly pressed forward. The speed of the pass was very fast. Although the WA national team is not a strong team, it must be said that their passing skills are really strong. Fast pass. 3-person triangle cooperation, diamond position. Continuous 1-foot pass. The rhythm of the kick did quickly penetrate into the hands of Fruit Teeth. Fruit Teeth did not play a conservative defensive counterattack in this game. They played a high-pressure pressing. After the opponent passed the ball continuously, Fruit Teeth's tentative pressing ended. As Chen Mo pressed forward, the real high-pressure pressing began. William Carvalho and Moutinho rushed from both sides, and Cedric and Guerrero also moved forward from both wings. The front court pressed forward as a whole. This time, the sudden pressure increased. The Wagwa team was a little flustered, and the formation was rushed up. Chen Mo quickly rushed up, grabbed the ball from the feet of veteran Shinji Kagawa. The opponent wanted to countergrab, but was casually shaken away by Chen Mo. It happened that the opponent's goalkeeper Kawashima Eiji was in a forward position and accurately sensed the opportunity. Did not choose to pass the ball. Instead, he directly chose to activate the skill reactionary sniper cannon. A dull bang. Chen Mo made a violent volley from the middle of the field, 40 meters away from the goal. The football hit the goal like a cannonball. Chen Mo turned his head to face the fans in the stands behind him, and made a gesture of celebrating with his arms open. He didn't even check whether the ball entered the goal behind him. With Kawashima Agi's position, there was a gap behind the national team's defenders. They had no chance of blocking the ball. So this ball must go in and lose. A real man never looks back at the goal. Episode 117. The famous player in Xiaohua was so embarrassed that his face was numb. Not only did he not admit defeat, but he also dared to fight back. The football hit the goal. It hit the net hard. Duh. The referee blew the whistle. He raised his hand and pointed to the center circle to indicate that the goal was valid. In an instant, the entire Rostov arena seemed to explode. Especially the fans of Fruit Teeth in the stands. After watching the shot, he immediately turned around and opened his arms to them, making Chen Mo, who was dominating the world. It exploded immediately. The fans of Fruit Teeth couldn't help but offer their worship and cheers, paying homage to their king. Chen Mo shook off the counter-grabbing Shinji Kagawa. He chose to shoot directly. Beautiful. The ball went in. The Wugwa team didn't expect that Silent would actually shoot directly. All of them were like paying attention to the football, watching the football hit their own goal. Beautiful goal. After the test, Fruit Teeth immediately got the goal. After the shot, Chen Mo didn't even check whether the ball went into the goal. He turned around and faced the fans of Fruit Teeth, and made his signature kingly gesture. He is absolutely confident in his shot. A real man. He never looks back to see the goal. Awesome. In the commentary booth, He Wei and Huang Jianxiang raised their arms and shouted. Other commentators from all over the world were also shouting excitedly at this moment. Especially the commentator of Fruit Teeth. He jumped up from his seat. In the sight of the two, he shouted excitedly and kept worshipping Chen Mo. Just like the fans in the stands. Like the king's subjects. The two may not understand each other's feelings at the moment. Ronaldo has been carrying Fruit Teeth forward for more than 10 years, and now he has finally got another big boss. Their feelings are not something that can be expressed with excitement. Wugwa. In the broadcasting room, Nakata Hideyoshi and Nakayama Masashi were stunned. Just now, the two of them were in Chen after Mo stole the ball from Shinji Kagawa. He said there was no need to worry, saying that there were still two defensive midfielders, Gaku Shibasaki and Makoto Hasebi. He said that both of them were top defensive midfielders in the Bundesliga. They could both limit Lewandowski. There was no way Chen Mo would have a chance to break through. The ball would be stole back soon. The echo was still lingering. But the slap in the face had already hit the two of them hard. The broadcast room was very quiet. The two awkwardly used their toes to knock out a 3-bedroom and 1 living room. What a great shot. Nagase Na's subconscious admiration broke the calm in the broadcast room. The two looked at each other. But Nagase Na seemed to be immersed in her own world. Staring at Chen Mo, who was now dominating the world and welcoming the cheers of the Fruit Tooth fans. Mo. His eyes were as soft as water. They were almost drawing. So handsome. Another heartfelt sigh. The two veterans of the national team were even more embarrassed. The game had just started, and their own commentator and host turned against them. This is too embarrassing. After all, Nakata Hideyoshi had seen big scenes and was thick-skinned. He coughed awkwardly. Mo's long-range shot has always been a big threat. Just like what we said before the game, we need to limit Ronaldo while limiting the top of the arc, and don't give the opponent a chance to shoot from a distance. Obviously, our players have just started the game and haven't fully entered the state. There was no restriction on Chen Mo's long-range shot, which gave Chen Mo's sneak attack a lucky goal. Our players must cheer up. We can't give Mo such long-range shooting opportunities. Nakayama Masashi nodded in agreement. The goal just now was largely due to magic. As long as our players cheer up, we can limit all long-range shots. There is still a lot of time. We need to keep the rhythm steady and look for opportunities to defeat the opponent. Nagase Na looked at the two in surprise. Are all the old seniors so shameless? Just now, no one believed that Chen Mo would shoot from a distance, so no one defended at all. This is definitely not luck. Mo has the ability. The goal came too fast. Old coach Santos didn't react at all. The football was already formed. When he reacted, the players had already celebrated. The whole person looked calm and indifferent. As if the goal was within his expectations. A goal did not cause any emotional fluctuations in him. I saw old coach Santos turned his head and glanced at Nishino Akira indifferently. Nishino Akira stood there with his mouth wide open. The whole person was stunned. The brain was a little short-circuited by Chen Mo's unreasonable long shot. Feeling someone looking at him, he came back to his senses and saw old coach Santos indifferently retracting his gaze. He turned back and sat down in the coaching seat. A momentum that the overall situation was already determined and the victory was in his grasp. Why didn't anyone block it just now? This is the World Cup, not the Rural League. You can't be distracted. Nishino Akira was very excited. He yelled at the field. Negative emotion value from Osako Yuya plus 362. Negative emotion value from Kawashima Eiji plus 1723. Negative emotion value from Hasebi Makoto. More than a dozen system prompts sounded in Chen Mo's mind. But Chen Mo was so happy. He didn't feel guilty at all for breaking the defense and collapsing the little nest. He was not afraid of making them lose their wool. It doesn't matter. You don't have to care at all. See Ronaldo. Go forward more later. Pay more attention to the goal. Be ready to take off and compete for the top at any time. Seeing Ronaldo returning to the half, he was staring at him with a face full of resentment, obviously complaining that Chen Mo didn't pass the ball. But as Chen Mo finished speaking, see Ronaldo's face suddenly had more smiles. Don't worry. As long as you pass the ball, it's my problem if the ball doesn't go in. He patted his chest and assured Chen Mo. The game started again. The Wagwa team started to pass and control. The penetration from the middle just now was obviously not very successful. So this time, they started to play on both sides. Shinji Kagawa suddenly passed the ball. It hit behind B seat. Inui Takashi ran all the way along the side, and at the moment when Cedric rushed up to block it, he passed the ball with one foot. The ball was passed behind Cedric. Nagatomo Yuto, who was always running along the side, accelerated madly again. He ran past Cedric, and Cedric turned around and chased back. But at this moment, a figure appeared. Cedric gave up chasing back with a wave of his hand at him. The moment he stopped, Chen Mo also rushed to Nagatomo Yuto. It doesn't take any skills to deal with Sayawozi. Just use your body to fight and bully the weak. Step forward to block the position. His shoulder slammed into Nagatomo Yuto's body. Nagatomo Yuto saw Chen Mo rushing over and was well prepared. He suddenly kicked his left leg on the grass and slammed into Chen Mo. He wanted to continue to push the ground with force to add more impact to his collision. But at the moment when the two collided, he felt the difference. Hitting Chen Mo was like hitting a steel plate. The huge impact of the opponent's collision made him unable to resist at all. He immediately lost his center of gravity. His body was a little out of control. He quickly adjusted his pace control, staggered several times in a row, and then stabilized and did not fall on the grass. But the football had been intercepted by Chen Mo long ago. Watching Chen Mo dunk and turn around in one go, passing the football to Cedric. There was no pause at all. Extremely relaxed and unrestrained, without any impact from the collision just now. That thin body. Where does such a strong force come from? What kind of monster is this? Negative emotion value from Nagatomo Yuto plus 1269. After passing the ball, Chen Mo sprinted forward along the sideline. Pass the ball, he yelled. Cedric, who received the ball, immediately kicked it forward with a strong kick towards the sideline. Chen Mo had already changed positions with B and started to run all the way along the sideline. Inui Guasher saw the football just passing by him. He quickly raised his leg to intercept it. But he didn't succeed. The football passed by faster, allowing him to intercept a minister. He quickly turned around and chased the football. But at this moment, Chen Mo rushed up and overtook along the sideline curve. The side of King Chuju passed him and passed the doctor. He rushed to the football in front. Inui Guasher quickly gritted his teeth and accelerated, trying to catch up with Chen Mo. But it was useless. He ran as hard as he could, but he couldn't catch up with Chen Mo at all, and the distance between the two was even getting farther and farther. Watching Chen Mo get the ball. Fortunately, his teammate Shibasaki Gaka came up to make up for him. He made a desperate flying tackle. CHBF, he placed himself in front of Chen Mo. He thought he could intercept Chen Mo, and it didn't matter if he got back to Chen Mo. At the moment of his flying tackle, Chen Mo suddenly stopped for a moment. Then he quickly dribbled the ball with his right foot. He pushed the ball with the outside of his left foot, and changed his direction and moved sideways. Shibasaki Gaku missed the ball completely. From Shibasaki Gaku's negative emotion value plus 736, after dealing with Shibasaki Gaku. Chen Mo moved forward sideways with the ball. At this moment, the legendary assistant gave a passing route. There were 3 routes in total. Among them, there was a bright red passing route, with a threat rate of more than 90%. Chen Mo acted immediately. The outside of his right foot hit the bottom of the ball with the other person. Pass. At the moment he passed the ball, Hasebe Makoto, another of the 2 defensive midfielders of the national team, felt the danger the moment Shibasaki Gaku missed. He rushed to Chen Mo to defend. But he saw Chen Mo choose to pass the ball. At this moment, he saw Chen Mo pass the ball with his right foot. He subconsciously predicted that Chen Mo would transfer horizontally to be seat in the middle, and quickly moved forward to block it. Then he saw a scene that made him collapse. The football did fly horizontally for a while. Just when he thought he had predicted correctly, the football actually drew a huge arc in the air. Like a drifting car, it fell rapidly into the penalty area. It fell to the back point of the penalty area. Ronaldo, who had already entered the penalty area, moved quickly outside the penalty area when the football flew over, leading Chang Ziyuan and Yoshida Maya who were staring at him. But at the moment when the 2 chased and moved, Ronaldo quickly changed direction. Fierce explosive power. Ronaldo's change of direction was extremely fast. The 2 small players just followed 1 step, and Ronaldo had already changed direction and turned around. When the 2 wanted to catch up, the football had already fallen. Ronaldo kicked the ball with a bang. BK. A fierce force burst out. The football was kicked to the point where it was visibly deformed. Kawashima Eiji was frightened by the powerful shot. He didn't even have time to make a save. The goal has been scored. Continuous breakthroughs. Takashi Inui passed the ball. Hit behind Cedric. Beautiful. Strike from the wing. Nagatomo Yuto is still in excellent form. Although he has reached the end of his career, he still has not shown a downward trend. Cedric knew he couldn't catch up, so he gave up on defense. It doesn't matter. Losing the ball is only temporary. Takashi Inui is chasing back. The speed difference is really big. Fortunately, there is Shibasaki Gaku. Shibasaki Gaku failed to block Mo. Mo moved horizontally. Hasebe Makoto's judgment was very good. He accurately predicted Mo's pass. Outside instep arc ball. Too confusing. Masako, Mia Yoshida, are both restricting Ronaldo, they won't give Ronaldo. Hideyoshi Nakata and Masashi Nakayama were both in great excitement. It seemed as if their throats were blocked. They couldn't say a word. Continuous big fights, slapping faces, the 2 of them were a little doubtful now. They had some difficulty breathing. 2 seniors, are you 2 okay? Nagase asked cautiously. She was not afraid that the 2 would be angry. She was afraid that they would have a heart attack here. She felt pain in her face just thinking about the continuous slaps just now. Siu, Rostov Arena. The sky was filled with the roar of the fruit teeth jerseys. Full of momentum. Then, the stands became a sea of joy for them. The lost Zayawozi fans became quiet one after another. They seemed to have pressed the still button one by one. They were desperate. Their own defense was like paper. Easily defeated by Chen Mo, scored alone. You have to know that Ronaldo himself has not retreated to dribble the ball, and B Silva, Moutinho, Guerrero, and others have not started to exert their strength. If they all exert their strength together, it's over. Their own team will definitely be beaten into a sieve. Coaching area. Nishino Akira has lost control of his emotions. He madly outputs and scolds Shibasaki Gaku who just missed. Hasebe Makoto. Are you a fool? Are both eyes blind? Didn't you see that he passed the ball with the outside of his foot? Can you stop using your rubbish prediction and play with your eyes? Old coach Santos just watched Nishino Akira, who was about to eat someone with his face flushed with anger. Calm. Calm and calm. He is destined to be a clown. If you want to be a famous coach, you need to be calm, otherwise your judgment will be disturbed. Old coach Santos said to his assistant coach. The assistant coach nodded heavily. Learn from me. Everything you learn is yours. The assistant coach hurriedly took out a small notebook and wrote down what he had just said. A head coach must be calm. Don't let your emotions interfere with your judgment. The 2 returned to the coaching seat and sat down. The game was restarted. The consecutive goals made Chen Mo originally planned to stabilize the rhythm first, and was not in a hurry to press at the beginning. But Zayawozi was obviously anxious. After they passed the ball quickly twice, they immediately made a long pass to Guerrero on the right side of Fruit Teeth. Guerrero's position was too forward. He was exploited. Genki Horiguchi caught up with the ball. He made a decisive pass. Osako Yuya rushed into the penalty area first. The Fruit Teeth defense line was a little unprepared. Pepe and Jose Font did not block the ball in time. Fortunately, Patricio jumped and saved the ball. The assistant coach was frightened, but thinking of the old coach's words, he immediately forced himself to calm down. But the old coach next to him rushed out directly and yelled at the top of his voice. Attack! Not only do you not admit defeat, you even dare to fight back. You've given them face. Kick them hard. Don't let them live. The assistant coach looked at the roaring old coach, and 1,000 grasses flew through his heart. Shouldn't you stay calm? Episode 118, Relay playing with Zayawozi. For the golden boot, I have to suffer more. Beautiful. Beautiful attack. Osako Yuya suddenly shot a cold arrow. D. Nakata Hideyoshi, Nakayama Masashi. The two guys whose faces were swollen just now. After seeing the national team launch an attack and break through the defense line of Fruit Teeth, they were resurrected on the spot. The whole person became extremely excited. But seeing the last shot, it was saved by Fruit Teeth Patricio. Both of them were shot in the head, and they looked regretful. It was like missing 5 million. This is the attack. We have a chance. We have been scored 2 goals in a row, it is completely because we have not adapted to the rhythm. After our great national team adapts to the rhythm, we will be able to play a beautiful attack immediately. From this point of view, we are not weaker than Fruit Teeth. On the contrary, as long as we are serious, everything is not very difficult. Nakata Hideyoshi looked serious. Masashi Nakayama was also very excited. It's a pity that we didn't score a goal. But it also gave all our fans hope of defeating Fruit Teeth. This is a good start. We got a corner kick opportunity. Nagase now looked at the two seniors who suddenly came alive and breathed a sigh of relief. It was so scary. Just now, the two of them didn't talk, lowered their heads and looked ugly. She was really worried that something would happen to them in the studio. Corner kick opportunity. Let's see this corner kick attack. Nagase na also has to work. She was conquered by Chen Mo's handsomeness in her heart. But work still has to continue, not to mention that the Wagwa team did play a good performance. It's also appropriate to encourage them. On the court, Takashi Inui picked up the football and came to the corner kick area, and put the football away seriously. He looked firmly at the penalty area. His teammates had already run into the penalty area. Everyone was on standby, just waiting for him to launch the attack. TT. The referee blew the whistle. Takashi Inui raised his arm and extended 4 fingers. This is the meaning of plan number 4. The height of the national team is relatively short, with only Osako Yuya as the tallest player, but he is only 1.8 meters tall. They are at a disadvantage in the header. Therefore, they have formulated many corner kick plans. For example, plan number 4. This is a tactical corner kick. He will pass the ball to Hasebi Makoto at the top of the penalty area. Catch Fruit Teeth off guard, while the players of Fruit Teeth are pressing forward to defend Hasebi Makoto's long shot. Hasebi Makoto launches a fatal blow. Pass the ball directly into the penalty area. Kick Fruit Teeth offside. Hasebi Makoto gets the signal, and he quickly comes to the top of the penalty area to prepare for position. Takashi Inui takes a few steps back. The players of Fruit Teeth are in the penalty area, moving and blocking. He chooses to kick the ball suddenly. A half-high ball to find Hasebi Makoto. This is a tactical corner kick. Takashi Inui did not pass the ball directly into the penalty area to find Yuya Osako. He passed the ball to Makoto Hasebi at the top of the penalty area. Makoto Hasebi can shoot from a distance. He can also pass the ball forward. Fruit Teeth is in danger, Makoto Hasebi takes it. Hideyoshi Nakata was very excited. He thought this was a good tactic. But just when he was expecting Makoto Hasebi to take the ball and make the next move, his passion was like being strangled by the throat of fate. It strangled the back of fate's neck. It came to an abrupt end. The football went as planned. It flew to Makoto Hasebi. Makoto Hasebi even moved deliberately and made full preparations to receive the ball. But at this moment, a red figure suddenly rushed out. That's right. It was Chen Mo. He had been cruising in the penalty area. His eyes were fixed on Inui Takashi. He didn't care about Osako Yuya at all. Osako Yuya, who was at the top of the small nest, didn't stand out among the big guys with fruit teeth in the penalty area. So Chen Mo guessed that with the insidious character of the small nest, they would not be arrogant and directly attack the yellow road in the penalty area. They had to use tactical corner kicks when playing against the Dragon Country team. It was likely that they were also using tactics. So he focused on Inui Takashi. The moment Inui Takashi kicked the football, he predicted the opponent's passing target. Find Hasebi Makoto. As expected, the tactics. He started quickly. He rushed directly to Hasebi Makoto's defense line without hesitation. The template of the King of Steel started. The brain quickly judged and gave the best time to steal the ball. He rushed to a position 1 meter in front of Hasebi Makoto. He jumped high. His body stretched out to the extreme in the air. Strong air retention ability, top jumping experience. Just like a flying man. He intercepted the ball accurately on its falling path. It hit his chest. The legendary body control ability brought by the Demon Boy's body and the top ball sense at this moment. 1 + 1 is greater than 3. The ball seemed to be sucked by his chest. It did not bounce out steadily. Instead, it fell straight down. At the moment when Chen Mo's feet landed on the grass, the football also landed accurately in front of his feet. Negative emotion value from Hasebi Makoto plus 1666. The system's prompt sounded in his mind. Behind him was Hasejo, who was stunned and a little scared. Everything just now. In Hasebi Makoto's eyes, Chen Mo was like a mountain that suddenly fell in front of him. Full of oppression. The terrifying hovering in the air made Hasebi Makoto seem to see a Superman god. He was so oppressed that he couldn't breathe. The red back. The eye-catching number 10. It made him feel as if he was about to be completely crushed. Pounce. Countersteal. Hasebi Makoto, you loser, are you scared? Nishino Akira roared. Especially when he saw Chen Mo intercepted the ball in the air, stole the ball, and immediately passed Hasebi Makoto and moved forward quickly. Hasebi Makoto stood there without any reaction. Nishino Akira was completely anxious. If the assistant coach hadn't pulled him, Nishino Akira, who was in a bad mood, would have rushed onto the football field. Beat up Hasebi Makoto. Beautiful. Intercepted in the air. Look at this top-notch ball sense. This is a top star, with top-notch talent. Any part of the body, except the arm, can complete the control of the football. This super strong sense of air retention. Even see Ronaldo can't compare. Intercept. Steal. Drive the ball forward. Smooth and fast. Very fast. Fruit teeth immediately started to switch from defense to offense. We can see it. The old coach Santos in the coaching area seemed very angry that the national team had just penetrated the back line and let the opponent get a corner kick. Heaving his arms constantly, Yuan Zhang the team attacks and presses forward. It seems that this teacher has very high requirements for his team. Even when facing the national team, the opponent is not allowed to threaten the goal. He Wei laughed a little embarrassedly at the end. Huang Jiansheng couldn't help laughing. This is a bit too bullying. He is not satisfied with the opponent threatening his own goal, and he doesn't even want to give the opponent a chance to threaten the attack. It's too bullying. Well done. It's indeed a bit bullying. But the opponent is the national team. Why do I suddenly feel a little what's the matter with Shuang? The old man is a good person. He has a small nest and really bullies people to death. Well done. Our old man with fruit teeth is definitely a hot-tempered one. I slap you twice, you have to admit defeat and surrender, so that it's good for you, me, and everyone. We can also save energy. But you not only don't admit defeat, but also fight back? This is disrespectful. Not only do you not admit defeat, but you dare not fight back? Then don't let them live. What's the point of saying that? Why did I suddenly think of our biggest joke, Brother San? The old coach was very angry, so the consequences were naturally serious. No way. Who told the old coach that you should just take the beating and not fight back? So the old coach kept asking the players to attack. Chen Mo, who was dribbling the ball, also heard the old coach's angry voice. One sentence after another, don't let them kick him to death. Chen Mo suddenly got ignited. He dribbled the ball forward frantically. Shibasaki Gaku wanted to rush up to stop him, but he couldn't stop Chen Mo at all. Chen Mo seized the opportunity. Don't look at Wozi's short legs, but dang ko. A crotch-penetrating ball. Shibasaki Gaku's reaction speed was very fast. Especially the brain reacted immediately and quickly gave his body a big command. But this guy is a typical guy whose body can't keep up with the brain. The brain gave the order. But the body was half a beat slower. The football passed through the crotch. He had just completed the task of closing the door with his legs. A proper tribute to Miss Monroe. Kneeling on the grass, he sent Chen Mo off as he passed in front of him. The main player kneeled. Driving forward with the ball. Passing Shibasaki Gaku. Shibasaki Gaku is like Chen Mo's son, he can pass as he wants. There is no chance to resist at all. Chen Mo dribbled the ball into the penalty area. Choose the ball diagonally. Find Ronaldo behind Yoshida Maya. Although the little ones have short legs, they are fast. Chen Mo dribbled the ball and counterattacked quickly, and Ronaldo rushed forward and entered the penalty area. Yoshida Maya really caught up with him. He even blocked the position in advance. He wanted to cut off his connection with Ronaldo. He stood between the two. This prevented Chen Mo from passing the ball to Ronaldo. But who is Chen Mo? He is a man with a pass assist device. How could he not know how to pass a threatening ball to increase the deterrence rate? A diagonal kick. The football was lifted high and flew over the head of Mia Yoshida, and then fell fiercely behind him. It was like an elevator ball. Chen Mo used the instep to lift the bottom of the football, and lifted the football with the force of his thigh suddenly lifted up. He did not lift the ball with the instep and toes. So the football did not rotate. Straight up and down. It flew very high, without any arc trajectory, and fell faster when it fell. It was more like smashing it directly down. Maya Yoshida saw Chen Mo lift the ball. He jumped up desperately. He wanted to intercept the football with his head. But this little guy did not have the top jumping ability. If he added another 10 centimeters, he would not be able to touch the football. The landing process was just like a swimming duck, with his hands and feet flying around. Also because of the body leaning back when jumping. The center of gravity of the body shifted backward. Finally, he fell heavily on the grass, with his legs up in the air. Negative emotion value from Maya Yoshida plus 1936. Just saw the scene of Ronaldo shooting the ball. The football fell. There was no one around Ronaldo to stop him. He faced the football falling from the air and easily shot it. He used the instep to push the ball forward, passing the goalkeeper of Kawashima Eiji, who took the initiative to attack. Yoshida Maya. The last hope of the team. He was very smart in blocking the position, occupying the middle between Mo and Ronaldo, blocking Ronaldo behind him, and cutting off Mo's chance of passing the ball directly. Mo chose to pick the ball. Yoshida Maya jumped up to compete for the header. No. Failed. The ball was too high. Not bad. We still have Kawashima Eiji, the best goalkeeper of He chose to take the initiative. Very decisive. That's how it should be. Ronaldo didn't stop the ball. Hideyoshi Nakata and Masashi Nakayama fell silent again. His eyes were fixed on the goal that fell into the goal. His eyes were red. 3-0. The game was only 30 minutes old, and the suspense was almost over. My heart was choking. Fruit Teeth kicked the ball with great ease, just like a father kicking his son. His own team had no resistance at all. Resist. You will soon be met with your father's iron fist of justice, and he will teach you how to be a good person. Tell you to stand at attention when you are beaten. Continuous relay. MC connection again. The two are like playing an aerial relay game, so easy. Yuko is an average player of the national team. It feels like a confrontation of more than one level. See Ronaldo, who scored the goal, did not celebrate. He was very happy. The smile on his face is not deceptive. But he did not celebrate. He hugged Chen Mo directly and quickly took the football out of the net. Waved to Chen Mo quickly. Quick. Go back quickly. Hurry up and play now. Help me score more goals. I have secured the golden boot in the World Cup. See Ronaldo urged anxiously. I thought Chen Mo said jokingly. But now when he started playing, he felt that scoring goals was easy. The teams behind him were all strong teams. It was uncertain whether he could make it to the semifinals after getting past Samba. He had to score more goals quickly. He caught the bully Xiaowa and scored more goals, and locked the World Cup golden boot in his trophy cabinet. As for giving Chen Mo a private jet? That doesn't matter. It's just money. Juventus gave him the highest annual salary in the world. 30 million euros a year. Add his endorsement fees, etc., and a private jet worth several million euros is just a drop in the bucket. Money is easy to make. But the World Cup golden boot can't be sold back. Aren't you afraid that you will offend Xiaowa people by scoring goals like crazy? By then, you will lose a lot of Xiaowa endorsements, and you may even lose the country market. Chen Mo ran to Ronaldo to ask. Is Xiaozi the spokesperson? It doesn't matter. I'll take both the markets of Wugwa and Bangzi. There's the market of Longwa. They are nothing at all. And the more goals I score and the harder I kick Xiaozi, the happier my Longwa fans will be. Ronaldo waved his hands with a smile. He put the football in the middle circle. He didn't care if he would offend Xiaozi completely. For my World Cup Golden Boot, I can only suffer Xiaozi. Anyway, they have strong stress resistance. They won't feel bitter even if they suffer. Chen Mo stared at Ronaldo with eyes wide open. Damn. How much did you learn secretly? Even the little Wozi have strong stress resistance and don't feel bitter when they suffer, you know this? Brother, you don't know, they have special thoughts. You are suffering, aren't you afraid of giving them a taste of sweetness? Quick. Hurry up. Respect the game, okay? Seeing the players of the little Wozi slowly, Ronaldo was anxious. He yelled at them. Can you hurry up? Don't delay me from scoring goals and winning the Golden Boot. Coaching area. Nishino Akira's face was ferocious. His eyes were bloodshot and revealed a hint of ferocity. Seeing Ronaldo urging the game to start, I felt a great humiliation. It's like a slap in the face, but you didn't scold you for not being active. If you don't hurry up and put your face up. Humiliation. Episode 119, The New History of the 9-5 Supremes. Locking the Golden Boot, Ronaldo kneels down to polish Chen Mo's shoes. Why does Ronaldo seem anxious? Damn. World Cup Golden Boot. Ronaldo has scored 6 goals, including the 2 goals in this game and the goals in the group stage. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Kane has scored 5 goals so far. Ronaldo has scored 6 goals. If he scores a few more, he can definitely lock in the Golden Boot. Ronaldo, I finally met a weakling. Why don't I score more goals quickly? If I'm eliminated in the next round, the Golden Boot will be gone. 6 goals. If I score 4 more goals, I'll almost lock in the Golden Boot. In the history of the World Cup, only Fontaine has scored 14 goals and Gerd Müller has scored 10 goals. If he can score 10 goals, it feels like it's about the same. Don't worry about Ronaldo's Golden Boot for now. I'm just saying that Chen Mo's assists have completely locked in the assist king of this World Cup. Ronaldo's goals are all from Chen Mo assists. He already has 12 assists. 66. Worth 180 million, and it's not fake. If there is another Chen Mo in the team, the Golden Boot will be easy for him, right? Just for Chen Mo's assist ability. If the club wants to buy Chen Mo, the team's striker has to pay half of the money himself. D. The referee blew the whistle. The game started again. Mo. I'm going. Waiting for you to pass the ball to me. See, Ronaldo said at the moment of the whistle. He turned his head and talked to Chen Mo all the way, and immediately started to move forward frantically. Chen Mo was speechless for a while. Brother, I'm convinced. How much do you trust me? The ball is still on the other side. Are you waiting for me to assist? But there is no way. Ronaldo has already charged. Even if it's not for Ronaldo, it's for the private jet he gave me. I have to work harder. I can only suffer in my little nest. I hope they don't let those guys with mental problems get a taste of the sweetness. Sighed inwardly. Chen Mo also rushed forward. The target was Shinji Kagawa. This is a typical attacking midfielder. The absolute core of the midfield of the national team, the offensive engine. He once achieved brilliant results in Dortmund, under the leadership of Old K. Then he transferred to Manchester United, but the glory came to an abrupt end. In the end, he ran back to Dortmund in disgrace, because Old K gave him face, otherwise he might not have a ball to play. Later, Old K came to Liverpool. This guy was less and less valued in Dortmund. Now he has reached the end of his career. It can be regarded as a fusion of the classic attacking midfielder and the modern attacking midfielder, which is not suitable for the current football system. He has the problem of the classic attacking midfielder. He doesn't like confrontation. And he can't stand the pressure. So after the national team kicked off, he rushed to Shinji Kagawa. Shinji Kagawa was in Chin the moment Mo came over. He was also panicked. After all, a person's reputation is like a tree's shadow. The current player restricted Messi's breakthrough, restricted Ronaldo's shooting, and restricted the 2 heroes of the peerless era to the point of breaking the defense. Other superstars may not be afraid. But Shinji Kagawa is really weak. He hurriedly checked the position of his teammates. The football is a little hot. He wanted to pass the football. But at the moment of passing the ball, Chen Mo suddenly moved sideways quickly, as accurate as a sharp blade, cutting the route of his and Qianzai's passing. He easily intercepted the ball. Without any effort. Kagawa Shinji was pressed by Chen Mo, and hurriedly chose to pass the ball. Beautiful. Top-notch prediction. The moment Kagawa Shinji passed the ball, Chen Mo suddenly accelerated and cut off the route to pass to Takashi Inui. Precise interception. You really have to admire Chen Mo's prediction ability. The ball was taken by Chen Mo. It was as smooth as the pass from Kagawa Shinji to Chen Mo. After getting the ball, Chen Mo did not carry the ball for a long time, he chose to cooperate with the team's B-seat. A beautiful 2-on-2 for the two. Triangle pass. After B-seat received the pass from Chen Mo, he did not wait for Nagatomo Yuto to rush to him and press him. He just dribbled the ball a few meters forward. Seeing Nagatomo Yuto start, he immediately passed the ball. One kick across. Sweep the ball to the middle. Behind Shibasaki Gaku and Hasebi Makoto. The two men were facing a formidable enemy, blocking Chen Mo and preventing him from passing through them. He didn't even have time to notice that the ball had already been passed behind him. Chang Ziyuan saw the football. He tried to rush out of the penalty area and grab the football. But he just ran a few steps forward. Bifi, who was inserted into the middle, got the football. He immediately made a short pass to the left and behind him. And where? It was at the moment when Hasebi Makoto and Shibasaki Gaku finished closing the door, a quick lateral move. The top explosive power burst out in an instant. Lateral movement. The two midfielders who had just finished closing the door had no time to react. They were thrown away by Chen Mo in this way. Diagonally inserted from the left. Passed over two people. The football arrived at his feet accurately. Bifi's vision is very strong, and the frequency is also matched with Chen Mo. The two cooperated very well. It's just that his pass is not as good as Chen Mo's. It's impossible to make accurate calculations. But Chen Mo has no weak foot. Top ball sense. Any ball at his feet, he almost doesn't need to adjust. Just like now. He faced the football and kicked it with the outside of his left foot. The football immediately flew into the air. It flew along the right front and completed a 230-degree arc in the air. It accurately found Ronaldo's head. Ronaldo jumped high. He overpowered Miya Yoshida and was half a body taller than Miya Yoshida. He faced the football and headbutted it violently. Dry. The football hit the net hard. Another goal. As for the goalkeeper of Kawashima AG? That guy was fooled by Ronaldo's fake move of shaking his head, misjudged the direction, and rushed to the completely opposite side. Beautiful. The ball went in. Just less than 3 minutes after the last goal, Ronaldo once again broke through the opponent's goal. It was still an assist from Chen Mo. This is a continuous cooperation. Team victory. 4-0. Fruit Teeth completely killed the game. Judging from the current situation, it is the reason why Fruit Teeth wants to score a few goals, win a lot. Cristiano Ronaldo has received 7 goals in this World Cup. Currently leading the scorer list by a long way. All goals came from Chen Mo. Including the assist just now. Chen Mo has assisted 13 times in this World Cup. Leading the assist list by a cliff. We can even announce on behalf of FIFA that Chen Mo is the assist king of this World Cup. Duh. Beautiful pass. On the court. Cristiano Ronaldo grinned and laughed. Not celebrating. He pulled Chen Mo back to the back half of the field. Score. Keep scoring. 7 goals are not safe. 3 more goals would be best. The Fruit Teeth fans in the stands kept cheering. Hug each other. Don't worry about whether they can advance to the next round, they are having fun watching it now. Bullying is boring? The Fruit Teeth fans think it's very interesting. They are having a great time watching it. But the fans in the stands are like lost souls at this moment. Kawhi's little sister hugged each other and cried. The 200-pound 1.6-meter-tall Wozy strongman is staring at the score. He looks a little dull. He even smiled at the end. When the camera was pointed at him. It was as if he was kicked to the point of doubting his life and that his mental state was in trouble. It made countless fans in Wozy who watched the game feel deeply and heartbroken. If Chen Mo saw this, he would definitely curse. After all, Wozy got a taste of sweetness. Satisfied their times psychology. The game started again. Wozy players numbly returned to their positions and stood still. Kick off. Even if Nishino Akira on the sidelines shouted himself hoarse, they couldn't muster any energy. Osako Yuya passed the ball back to Kagawa Shinji. The whole team of Fruit Teeth, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, rushed forward. Scared Shinji Kagawa hurriedly passed the ball back. He was behind him, Shibasaki Gaku finished. Look up! The mighty army of Fruit Teeth rushed up. He panicked and his feet were a little confused. He tried to find Osako Yuya with a lob pass. But the pass went astray. Mutenho, who was killed, jumped high and successfully got the ball under his feet. Seeing Chen Mo suddenly pull horizontally, he provided himself with space to pass the ball. He immediately made a straight pass. Accurately pierced the gap between Horiguchi Genki and Hayes Pei-cheng. The ball was sent to Chen Mo's feet. Sakai Hiroki rushed to Chen Mo at a high speed. But Chen Mo didn't turn around at all, as if he had eyes on the back of his head, and stopped the ball with his heel. Then he quickly turned back with his right foot as the axis. Pull the ball with the heel of his left foot. The moment he turned to 90 degrees. Chen Mo quickly turned his foot back. Lifted his right foot. Hooked the ball with the inside of his foot. Then seized the opportunity. Knocked the ball back with a quick heel of his left foot. Then he quickly turned around. Passed by Sakai Hiroki's side. Shake off Sakai Hiroki. Killed all the way to the penalty area near the bottom line, parallel to the scoring point. Immediately swept the ball sideways. Easily. Sweep the ball to the scoring point. Cristiano Ronaldo suddenly appeared and poked with his toes. The ball was poked into the goal again. The fifth one. The fifth goal of the game. See, Ronaldo scored 4 goals in the whole game. Chen Mo assisted 4 goals. The most important thing is Chen Mo has only been assisting Ronaldo for 4 minutes and 48 seconds since the second assist. Hat-trick in 5 minutes. Is he going to assist Ronaldo and complete the feat of the Emperor? This is too fake. Is this a hat-trick in 5 minutes? There is no such thing in games. By passing Zayawozi's defense line. Going into Zayawozi's goal. Easier than playing games, dimensionality reduction strike. A complete dimensionality reduction strike. Cheer up, Zayawozi. Don't be like this. If you are kicked to death directly, I will be very unhappy. It's better to resist and then be kicked to death. Cheer up. We must show the spirit of fighting and never giving up. Even if we lose. We can't lose so humiliatingly. Hideyoshi Nakata almost screamed in a wailing manner. Masashi Nakayama next to him had already closed his mouth and even wanted to close his eyes. Nanaka Nagase looked at the two with a worried look on his face. She no longer had the heart to pay attention to Chen Mo, who admired her teacher. Now she was particularly worried about the mental state of the two seniors. Especially Nakayama Masashi. Just when Ronaldo scored again, Nakayama Masashi actually smiled. It was a desperate and crazy smile. Now she was really worried, very worried that Nakayama Masashi would have a complete mental problem and hurt himself. Finally, the 4th assist came. But this time it was not Ronaldo who scored. It was Mutenho. Just when Zayawozi made a mistake in passing the ball, Ronaldo took the opportunity to pick it up. He decisively raised his foot and shot. In the stands of the stadium, Zayawozi fell into despair again. Their goalkeeper Kawashima Eiji stood up. He showed the most difficult save in his career. He forcibly made a shot that was sure to score in the dead corner. Hiroki Sakai hurriedly kicked the ball away. But he missed. The ball just happened to switch positions with Bifi and was pulled in front of Chen Mo, who was on the wing. The pass assist device once again worked. It provided a red 100% threat rate passing route. That is, to pick the ball to the middle. To be honest, Chen Mo really didn't understand why this route had a 100% threat rate. But the moment the pass was completed, Mutenho rushed forward and knocked away Hasebi Makoto and Shibasaki Gaku who were defending him. He broke out from between the two. Some of the falling footballs were kicked in the air without any hesitation. Then the goal was scored. This was unexpected by Chen Mo. Even if he noticed Mutenho from a god's perspective, Chen Mo's subjective judgment could not have expected that Mutenho would use a reckless approach. He broke out of the two-man defense. 6-0. In 7.5 minutes, Chen Mo assisted 4 goals. He assisted 5 goals in the whole game. A bunch of trash. You are the shame of the one national team. You trash, you don't deserve to wear the one national team's jersey. This is the world stage. You guys make what country lose face in front of the whole world. Nishino Akira broke the defense. He wanted to rush up and fight one by one. The idea of coaching in the top 5 European leagues was completely gone. Such a score. Shame. It will be written in his coaching career file. Don't even mention coaching in Europe. After returning this time, he will definitely be fired directly. Sacked from the WA national team. By then, let alone Asia, there will be no team in WA that can give him a coaching opportunity. If things go wrong, his career may be completely interrupted. How can he not break the defense? He is now ready to kill 5.7 people. The game resumed again. The referee blew the whistle to signal the start. The WA team had been beaten to the point of losing their temper, and their morale had long since disappeared. Now they were completely in a daze. They even hoped in their hearts that the game could be over quickly. The players of Fruit Teeth also felt that it was almost over. 6-0. They had already won, so there was no need to continue. Otherwise it would be too cruel. But before Chen Mo could say anything, Ronaldo refused to do it, and had to continue scoring goals. If you miss this opportunity, you will never get it again. You have to score goals quickly. So at Ronaldo's request, another steal attack began. This interception came from Qian Shushi passing the ball back to Nagatomo Yuto. The ball was too short. BC accelerated and caught the ball. The ball was immediately passed to the middle. That was not where Chen Mo was, but at the moment of passing the ball. The four players of the opposing team rushed towards Chen Mo. They did not give Chen Mo a chance to receive the ball head-on. They wanted to restrict Chen Mo from turning around to receive the ball. Hasebi Makoto even kicked out to intercept the ball. But at this moment, Chen Mo suddenly raised his left foot. A backward kick. He used the heel of his left foot to lift the ball into the penalty area in front. Ronaldo seized the opportunity. He unloaded the ball from his chest. He turned and shot. The ball went in. 7-0. Ronaldo scored 5 goals. His goal reached 10 goals. Chen Mo assisted and scored 6 goals. More importantly, Chen Mo created a new record, assisting 5 players in 9 minutes. The assist version of the Emperor. Huang Jianxiang slammed the table and roared. Ronaldo, who thought he had won the Golden Boot, excitedly ran to Chen Mo. He knelt on one knee in front of Chen Mo. He motioned Chen Mo to put his foot on his knee. He wanted to polish Chen Mo's shoes to show his gratitude and respect for Chen Mo. Episode 120. The Threat from the Old Buddha. The little guy has no moral integrity and wants to use a flying tackle to destroy Chen Mo. 10 goals. Ronaldo almost locked up the Golden Boot award of this World Cup. You can see that Ronaldo is very excited at this moment. He ran to Chen Mo, knelt on one knee in front of Chen Mo, and patted his knee. Looking at Ronaldo kneeling on one knee in front of him, Chen Mo was stunned. Then he was completely stunned. What's going on? The assist made my buddy kneel down. Is he going to defeat me, the king, miserably? But after seeing Ronaldo patting his knee, Chen Mo didn't react for a while. My brain suddenly went on standby, and it was a bit hard to turn around. Give me your foot. Seeing that Chen Mo didn't respond for a long time, Ronaldo urged Chen Mo, and at the same time stretched out his hand to lift the foot that Chen Mo had just assisted him to his knee. He made a very classic shoe-wiping action in football. So that's it. Chen Mo suddenly reacted. He immediately started laughing too, thinking that he was better than me. Ronaldo even shined his shoes for me. Who else could be better? Classic shoe-shielding action. This is the highest respect, gratitude and respect from a striker in football to his own midfield assists. It is also a supreme honor for a midfielder to be respected by a top striker. Not to mention that this person is Ronaldo. But Chen Mo deserves it. 10 goals in total. All from Chen Mo's assists. It can be said without hesitation that if Ronaldo wins the Golden Boot award, it is almost Chen Mo's hand. The assists for the World Cup Golden Boot, I guess the top strikers in the world will rush to give their shoes to. Wei laughed. Let's congratulate Ronaldo. Congratulations to Chen Mo. After 9 minutes of 7 consecutive goals, Chen Mo once again set the Guinness World Record for assists to the Emperor. The all-around midfielder is worthy of his name. He can shoot and pass. Is Liverpool really in danger? Those top giants will go crazy. Huang Jianxiang even sighed with a smile. Far away in a villa by the sea in the bullfighting country, a loud bang. Lewandowski, who returned home from the World Cup and took his wife out for vacation, used the remote control in his hand. He smashed the TV screen to pieces. The defense is broken. Lewandowski really broke the defense. His wife heard the loud noise and hurried over to check. Honey, what's wrong with you? Aren't you watching the game? How could this happen? 27-inch. His wife was shocked. She expressed her concern for Lewandowski. But she was more frightened. After many years of marriage, Lewandowski's mood has been very stable. But because of the game at the Allianz Arena, Chen Mo broke Lewandowski's most proud record. Lewandowski's mood became irritable. He gets angry easily. He became even more emotionally unstable after returning from the World Cup. But at this moment, Lewandowski's eyes were red, tears rolled in his eyes, and he asked his wife from the bottom of his heart. "Wife, is my record so worthless? That Chen Mo scored 7 goals in 9 minutes. The result is not enough. In the current top 16 battlefield, he actually set a record for assists. Is my record so simple?" The eldest brother was really broken. Tears could not stop pouring out. "I thought that my record of the top 100 would never be broken in 100 years. But who knew that Chen Mo broke it in just a few years, and even added 2 goals to his record? That's not enough. He even made an assist and let Ronaldo score a goal by 10 points. He felt like Chen Mo slapped him in the face like crazy. How could it be? That's very difficult." His wife could only comfort him. "No way. Who would have thought that there is a monster like Chen Mo in this world?" As soon as his wife said this, Lewandowski burst into tears. Of course he knew it was difficult. Scoring a goal is difficult. Not to mention assists. No one can guarantee that all assists can be turned into assists. But Chen Mo did it. This is what really broke his defense. Do you want to transfer? Go to Mo's club, or ask Bayern to buy Mo. With him, can't you score more goals? Lewandowski's wife made a small suggestion. Since you don't play much, then join. Lewandowski stopped crying immediately. There is nothing wrong with what his wife said. Bayern is about to be upgraded and must start to introduce new people. He can give suggestions to the management. After thinking of these, he immediately looked for his mobile phone and wanted to give suggestions to the Bayern management in person. Also in the country of bullfighting. Madrid. Real Madrid's old man, he is in the store. When the commentator said that Chen Mo created a new Guinness World Record for assists to the 95th Supreme, the corners of the old man's mouth trembled. It's not that he was shocked by Chen Mo, but his mentality was a little broken at the moment. If there is anyone in the world who least wants Chen Mo to perform well in the World Cup, it must be the old man. Because he has negotiated with the chairman of Fenway. The two sides have already discussed the deal. In exchange for Chen Mo to join Real Madrid in the form of players plus cash. Convinced the chairman of Fenway. But now Chen Mo is so crazy. Price increase. Price increase. Everything that was agreed before is likely to be invalid. Don't talk about keeping promises. It was a verbal agreement to avoid being exposed and causing Chen Mo's displeasure. There was no trust agreement signed at all. The old bastard of the Fenway chairman is also a fucking old, and he will definitely not admit it. The interests are in front of them, and no one will keep their promises. Suddenly the phone rang. Florentino picked it up and took a look. Sure enough. It was the Fenway chairman. "Mr. Florentino, I think our previous agreement should no longer be valid. Mo should not leave Liverpool. He is the soul of our team. He is Liverpool's Anfield king." Florentino's face suddenly became extremely ugly. "Maybe we can talk about it. After all, we did have an agreement before. If this matter is exposed, Mo will definitely choose to leave Liverpool. No one likes people who betray themselves. Old thing. Play this trick with me. Anyway, when we talked, you named names. I didn't say 200 million euros plus player exchange. Who are the two players? You have no evidence. Don't you?" The tone of the Fenway chairman was obviously much lower. "I'll glow." Florentino laughed immediately. But the laughter was a little gloomy. After all, he has been in the football world for so many years. How could he be defeated by the chairman of Fenway? Sometimes you have to hold the handle in your hand, and when the time comes, you can use it to kill with one blow. If he doesn't break up now, the time has not come yet. Once the right time comes, he will definitely teach the old man of Fenway a lesson. The scene of the round of 16. Rostov Arena. The first half ended with 7-0. Halftime. In the locker room of the small nest. Nishino Akira looked fierce. He scolded the players. "You are a disgrace. Not only a disgrace to football, but also a disgrace to a country. In the second half of the game, we must defend our dignity. We can't let them continue to score. Find a way to score. Defend the last dignity of our country team. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to enter the country team again." Nishino Akira threatened fiercely. He has a lot of connections in the Country Football Association. This is why he volunteered to be the head coach. It's very easy to ban someone in the Football Association. Don't think that the Country Football Association is clear and bright. In fact, they are no different from the Dragon Country Football Association. Even the class is more serious. It's just that their internal gold dollar football is suppressed because of their qualifications and traditions. If you want to get a high salary playing football in Country, you must have status and age. To put it bluntly, only seniors can get high salaries. Especially seniors who have returned from playing football abroad, or stars who have achieved success abroad, are qualified to get absolutely high salaries. Little players. No matter how well you perform, you can't get a high salary. This is their class culture. On the contrary, it is this culture that forces young players to go out and make a living, otherwise they will never get ahead in their lives. This is what led to their talent explosion. Otherwise, the situation of the National Football Association would be more serious than that of the Chinese Football Association. Even if Nishino Akira became a sinner and his coaching career was completely over. But his connections are still there, and it is still very easy to deal with some players. In the second half, Yamaguchi Hataru, you play, and Shibasaki Gaku comes off. Honda Keisuke replaces Horiguchi Genki. Nishino Akira made personnel adjustments. Remember, if you still want to play in the national team in the future, and want to return to play in your country later, then show all your strength. Dedicate everything to defend the dignity of the national team. Nishino Akira yelled to end. The players became nervous one after another. Obviously they knew they were scared. So they all looked a little ferocious, which was obviously a sign of preparing to fight to the death. Yamaguchi. After the group walked out of the locker room, Nishino Akira specifically called Yamaguchi Hataru. Coach. What do you want? Yamaguchi Hataru asked respectfully. Seeing that no one else was resting, Nishino Akira put his arm around Yamaguchi Hataru's neck and whispered in his ear. Keep an eye on Chen Mo in the second half. Speaking of this, Nishino Akira's face showed a fierce and ferocious look, and he made a gesture of wiping his neck. Let him go off the court and have a good rest. Do you understand? Yamaguchi Hataru's face suddenly changed, but. No buts. Aren't you going back to play football in your country? I will contact the club for you and give you the highest salary in my country. Let you make more money to support your family at the end of your career. Nishino Akira gave an economic temptation. Yamaguchi Hataru's eyes showed a trace of struggle, and finally nodded heavily. I understand. Welcome everyone to continue watching the World Cup round of 16, the match between Fruit Teeth and Wugwa. In the first half, Fruit Teeth led Wugwa by 7-0. There is no suspense in this game. In the second half of the game, Fruit Teeth should make substitutions and replace the main players to rest in preparation for the next round of the quarterfinals against Samba. The Samba team's game started an hour earlier. They have defeated Mexico and locked in the quarterfinals in advance. Fruit Teeth's game has not ended yet, but they have also locked in the quarterfinals. Wugwa's World Cup journey will end in the last 45 minutes. I hope they can score a goal and leave themselves a little bit of dignity like a fig leaf. He Wei and Huang Jianxiang. At this moment, they are very relaxed and have even agreed to go to a local pub for a good drink after the game. Players from both teams enter the field. Fruit Teeth hasn't made any substitutions yet. It was the Wugwa team that made substitutions, replacing Genki Horiguchi, who was tightly controlled by Guerrero in the first half, and Gaku Shibasaki, who was beaten like a sieve by Chen Mo. The overall situation has been decided. When the old coach was in the locker room, he had already told Ronaldo and Chen Mo that he would replace them in the 60th minute. Let them enjoy the applause from the fans. It was mainly to take care of Ronaldo's desire to continue scoring goals. But he also secretly hinted to Chen Mo, B. Fee, and B. Silva. Don't press so hard in the second half. The main reason is to prevent the opponent from being too aggressive and making him give up. Prevent the opponent from committing malicious fouls. So at the beginning of the game, Fruit Teeth has the ball, and Chen Mo slows down the pace according to the old coach's instructions. But the players of Zayawozi are obviously different from the Lost Souls at the end of the first half. Started to press frantically. Mad Dog Mode, 130. The fight became much more fierce. Especially when Chen Mo received the return pass from B-Seat, two Zayawozi players rushed up. It was still the old acquaintance who was abused by me in the first half. Takashi Inui. Shinji Kagawa. The two rushed up from different directions to fight for Chen Mo's feet. And it was a direct flying tackle. Double ghosts knocking on the door. Chen Mo's response was very calm. A quick lob. Then he took advantage of the moment of lob and took a big step forward, and immediately stepped over the two people. Easily passed the two flying tackles. The next second, he immediately passed the ball diagonally forward. He handed the ball to B, who followed quickly. Then he quickly passed the double defensive midfielders of the small nest and moved forward to a position 10 meters in front of the penalty area. He received the ball passed by B. And behind him, Yamaguchi Hataru looked at his head coach Nishino Akira and nodded at him viciously. His eyes suddenly became ferocious. The moment Chen Mo received the ball, he rushed up at an accelerated speed. He fell to the ground and made a flying tackle without hesitation. He went straight to Chen Mo's ankle. Mo. Be careful. Muten Ho behind him happened to see the flying tackle and hurriedly yelled at Chen Mo. His heart suddenly hung in his chest. A vicious smile appeared at the corner of Nishino Akira's mouth. Let you pass the ball. Let you assist. Let you ruin my chance to coach in Europa League. Your career is over. Go to hell. Chen Mo receives the ball. Yamaguchi Hataru's flying tackle from behind. Danger. Huang Jinxiang and He Wei were shocked. The fans in the stands also noticed this scene and were immediately frightened pale. Old coach Santos was standing in the coaching area. When he saw Yamaguchi Hataru's flying tackle from behind, his face turned pale in an instant. However, on the field, after receiving the ball, Chen Mo immediately noticed Yamaguchi Hataru from the god's perspective and judged Yamaguchi Hataru's intention through god-level prediction. It suddenly became gloomy. There was a burst of anger in his heart. Want to destroy me? Then I won't be polite to you. Pretend not to know. Chen Mo controlled the ball at his feet and looked up to observe the penalty area. Just when Yamaguchi Hataru's flying tackle was close to him and was about to hit his ankle, Chen Mo moved quickly to avoid being tackled on the ankle. Although he used the injury immunity card, there was no possibility of injury, but it would still hurt if he was tackled back. But he did not completely avoid it, and the direction of his movement was exactly in the direction of the opponent's flying tackle. K. He screamed and pretended to be tackled and lost his center of gravity, and fell directly on Yamaguchi Ing. His knee hit his ankle hard. It was as if he was tackled from behind, lost his center of gravity and fell on the offending player. Ah! Another sharp scream. But the sound came from Yamaguchi Ing. The scream of this guy was like a killing, coming from his chest, and the pain in his ankle made his face pale. A lot of cold sweat instantly poured out of his forehead.